Hey, what's up, guys? So we're watching a video by CJ the Champ, called "Invincible Beatdowns Are Brutal." I've definitely watched Invincible. I watched the last season and it's finished. But let's check it out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So it has come to my attention that has had some pretty brutal beatdowns recently.
Yeah, I
I'm
remember
talking
that.
blood all over the screen and guts literally getting dug out of. So since we are basically at the halfway point of this
Yeah.
season and at the halfway point till we do the
Oh, so you
first
did this
trial
before
of
I
the
finished. I got it.
crispiest Viltrumite in the galaxy, today we're gonna go through some of these brutal beatdowns that have basically broke the internet at this point. So without further ado, so the first ass
of
whooping
blood.
we're gonna be breaking down is a young Omni-Man getting jumped by his parents. Now this
Yeah, that
right
was
here
wild.
basically confirmed to everyone, if you didn't think so already, that being born a Viltrumite is probably the worst fate you could ever ask for. Cause this is without a doubt one of the craziest societies of all time. Like, we already knew that these crazy ass niggas had a whole great purge and half of their population was wiped out because of it. But now we learned that the kids weren't even safe. And to become a fully grown adult, you had to survive getting jumped by your parents. Now, let's take a look at this scene. Young Omni-Man, aka Nolan, was basically teaching a class to these kids about the history of Viltrum, and he decided to ask this little girl a question.
I thought
about
this girl
the
was gonna
Great
die.
Purge.
I
So
thought she
she
was about to
started
die.
stuttering and didn't know what to say. So this man, Nolan,
I
walked
literally
up
thought she
to
was
her
gonna die.
and put his hand on
he
her
did that,
head
I
and
thought she
said,
was gonna
"Think
die."
wisely about your answer, little nigga. You know what happens when you get one question wrong, right?" And he was dead ass about to crush her head into smithereens. And you would think that the other kids would be scared for her, but no. They were side-eyeing the hell out of her like,
The kids
you
are
best not get
funny. They
that
were
question wrong, bitch, or you're going split that. So thank God she locked
Kids
in
are
and got the
wild.
question right. But then I ain't gonna lie, this is the
They
craziest
were
part.
waiting for her to die.
Before he dismissed class, he told them, "Go find food and shelter if you can, and return here at sunrise ready for combat. Oh, and I almost forgot. At least 2 of you little niggas will die tomorrow. So you best come locked in or it's your ass." And then they just going with it like,
my
"Sir,
God.
yes, sir." Like, dog, this is without a doubt the worst society to ever be born in. They don't even provide their own
they
kids
get
with
rid of the
food and
weak?
a bed. They gotta find it
wild.
themselves. The Viltrumites really said, "We don't do that weak ass child support shit. The child can support themselves." So right after Nolan was done
Really?
teaching his class, both of his parents pulled up on him and straight up looked at him like, "Yeah, you know what today is, young blood? It's your birthday, AKA initiation day, little nigga." So they full on bum rush Nolan and start beating the shit out of him. And bro, you could easily tell that out of both of the parents that this man's mama didn't have an ounce of love for him the way she was doing him. She straight up sliced him in the chest and rammed her knee into this man's face. And this wasn't even her nastiest shot. She basically charged up this one punch all the way from the ground and put her whole body
charging up a
into
punch,
making him
that's
cough
wild.
up blood. Then while he was stunned and basically out of it, both his mom and his dad just start running his ass down. Nolan could not move. This nigga was stuck in a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Infinite Death combo. Then his dad grabbed his head and gave him just a nasty
Oh my God, not the
and that
combo.
headbutt
Oh
ended
my
up
God.
leading to a black
Literally.
eye in a broken
Stuck in a
nose.
combo.
So while
Couldn't
Nolan
get out
looked
of
like
that.
he was already on half HP, the mama just stared at him and was like, "No,
Yeah, left him
nigga,
half
this ain't
HP.
enough," and decided to dash in and piece him up some more. Now, while Nolan was getting pieced up by his mama, he was finally able to fight back after having to
Boondocks.
stomp the ground and kick a stone into his mama's eye, then giving her a well-deserved right hook for being a deadbeat mom. But I want y'all to watch the daddy real quick. While the mom was flying back, the dad just slaps her to the side like a fly. These niggas don't even care about their spouses. They just
No
think
empathy.
everyone is just a sack of
No
meat. I wouldn't be
compassion.
surprised if they weren't even married. They probably just decided to have a baby to fill the quota, and that's that. So Nolan
Exactly.
rushes his dad down and throws a fist into his hand and starts to choke him. And it looks like the dad was pleased and was ready to end his initiation. But the mama came back and threw
She
him
wanted
into the
payback.
stairs. And
She
right
wanted
when this
payback. She
happened,
took
I
that- she
knew
took that to
she
heart.
was coming back to collect that receipt for her eye getting messed up and also taking out her anger for the daddy slapping her ass to the side. So she starts stomping his face in, and when she got tired of stomping him out, she just started grounding, pounding, and wailing on him. Like,
she
look
mad.
at this dude, bro. He is done. This fight should be over. He's clearly had enough. But the mom just continued to beat the ever-living crap out of him until the dad finally came over and told her, enough, shorty. He's had enough. And this
Enough,
is how
shorty
you could
is
tell
wild.
that she really hated Nolan and his dad. Because after she beat the hell out of him, she straight
Yeah, that was
up
just weird.
killed him.
She
You're
just
as
left.
pathetic as he is.
She's pathetic and she
I
left.
hope to
I don't
never
want to see them
see
anymore.
either of you again.
That's
Not
crazy.
gonna lie, if
I think she
heard
probably
my
died
old
in the
mother say
Scourge,
this
too.
after she just finished stomping me out and beat me down to 1 HP on my birthday, I'ma be so real, I might just end it all. Cause I'm
dad,
sick to my damn stomach. Now I know
died.
why Nolan beat Mark's ass like that in season 1. Because if this was a parenting he was experiencing, then no wonder his parenting skills were ass. And this just reaffirmed to me again that being born a Viltrumite is in all honesty a fate worse than death.
Brutality.
All right, now that was our appetizer. Now it's time for the main event, the Conquest versus Mark rematch.
Oh
Now
my
this right
God.
here is without a doubt the most brutal fight we've seen yet. This
That
fight
was a brutal
actually had me
fight.
so disgusted by
was-
the end of it that I had to look away because I made
It
the
was
horrible-
okay. It was a brutal fight, but it was like a grotesque, like a very gruesome fight, and very internal. But I couldn't take my eyes off it. So
mistake
that's
of
all.
eating my dinner while watching this.
That is
And I will
wild.
probably never eat watching Invincible ever again because of this. So Satan's greatest soldier Conquest pulled back up to run the ones with Mark again. And you know, I gotta give a shout out to Cecil real quick for being the biggest dumbass of the century. Because we would
yeah.
not be
'Cause he
getting
kept him
this
alive.
rematch if bro just
What are you
did his
doing?
job and disposed of the body like he should have. Like you really thought this little ass
are you
cage was gonna
doing?
hold this nigga? Like holy shit, man. This is the most
I didn't think he said if he moved even an inch, it would level the place or blow up. Like, what is that going to do to Conquest? Let me know what was that supposed to do. Explosion was to kill him in the event he tried to escape.
Bro. How did this guy get this job again? Like, honest question. Anyways, bro. So the first person to attack Conquest was the biggest liability on the team, Oliver. So he flew up and immediately got a backhand to the face. That hit was probably so hard it probably gave Oliver PTSD from when Conquest dribbled him like a basketball.
Exactly.
So
He doesn't
Oliver
learn.
tried to come in
He
and
does
hit him
not
again
learn.
with a barrage of fast punches, but all this was doing was giving Conquest a massage. Nigga was doing the same shit Naoya was doing to Maki, just throwing pillows at him. So Conquest grabs Oliver by the head and tells him, "Oh, I remember you. You're the little purple squirt from
He does
before.
not learn.
Last
He's
I
a kid,
remembered, I
but-
was trying to rip your
Dude,
guts out."
you
So
almost
let's
dead
continue from where
before.
we were last time.
Like a few
shall we?
months
So
ago.
Conquest starts to crush Oliver's head, and he's
not even
about
a-
to pop his
it's not even-
head
how many
like
months
a
passed in
balloon.
this?
But J.
he
Jonah
grows
Jameson
fast.
himself comes in to
He
save
learned
his
his lesson.
sorry ass son from getting his head crushed. So Omni-Man and Conquest started to box for a bit. But this nigga Mark immediately flew in and said, "Hands off, Dad. This fate is mine's and mine's alone." So Conquest looked at Mark and said, "Hey kid, how's your girlfriend? She doing all right? Oh, I can't wait to taste her fine ass blood one more time." So the moment Mark heard Conquest talking about Eve, he just straight up flew directly at him and started viciously putting hands on this old nigga. Then he started to rain down multiple 6 to 12 elbows right into this man's face. Now while they continued to box, Oliver was running out of air because he wasn't used to holding his breath in space yet. So he had to fly down to the planet that they were close to so he could re-up on some oxygen. So Conquest saw Oliver flying down and told Mark, "Oh no, we can't let little purple squirt miss all the fun. now,
Conquest's
can we?"
pull up on
So
Oliver
Conquest
was
gives Mark
wild.
a nasty blow to the gut, then flies down to the planet to chase down Oliver. And this is where we see one of the most diabolical "he's behind me, isn't he" frames of all time. Conquest pulled
That
up
was
right
wild.
behind Oliver. Hand cocked back and everything, looking like he's about to swat the half cockroach out of Oliver's soul. But Mark comes in to save Oliver right before he gets chased down, blocked by Conquest. So Mark's grand plan was to basically choke the life out of Conquest. This nigga was not gonna let go of the chokehold he had him in for the rest of the fight. He was fully committed to choking his ass out. So since
I thought he was
Mark
gonna
wouldn't
let go.
Conquest just
I thought he
started
was
giving
gonna let
Mark
go.
multiple body shots. Bro was taking about 50 punches to his liver and 50 punches to his kidneys, while they were just flying around the planet and ragdolling themselves into the environment. So when they ended up slamming into the ground, Mark had the top mount, and it looked like he was trying to crush Conquest's neck and drive his whole body into the ground. But then Conquest lifted Mark up and slammed him into the ground, reversing the whole situation. So Conquest started giving Mark more kidney shots and liver shots. Then he started decking him in the face and bouncing his skull off the ground. But Mark was still hanging onto Conquest's neck while taking this beating. Like I said earlier,
Like,
this
literally.
nigga Mark was committed to choking the life
He was
out of Conquest's old
committed.
ass. So Conquest picked up Mark and rammed him into this mountain. And he started to wail on Mark, just swinging punches into him over and over again. And I ain't gonna lie, this next sequence of punches Conquest did gave me back pain while watching this. He hit him with this three-piece, and the last punch was so hard it warped his back. This man's rib cage just got eviscerated, and he may never walk straight ever again because it looks like his spine just got snapped in half right here. So they kept on ramming each other into all the surrounding rocks and mountains. And when
That was
they
crazy.
finally stopped, you can actually see the damage that Mark has done to Conquest because his face was now discolored and his eyes were bloodshot red because he hasn't been able to breathe at all because of Mark's persistent ass chokehold. Now this is when the fight just got nasty as hell and the brutality just ramped up to another degree. Conquest had
I was
his
not
nasty ass
expecting
hand all up in
this.
Mark's face. So Mark turned damn near feral and bit this man's thumb off. And then after he bit his thumb off, he stood Conquest up, and you get this shot from Conquest's POV. You see this nigga Mark straight up spit his thumb out while making eye contact with him the whole time. He didn't even say a word, but you could tell what he was thinking just by the look he was giving him. Just straight up, I hate you nigga, let's die. So since Conquest was being pushed back, he had to use his ultimate move. The same one that sent Eve back to the lobby before she respawned. He rams his whole hand into Mark's body. Now, this attack would probably end about 99.9% of people if they were hit by this. But Mark, being the main character, empowering through this shit with the power of plot armor, kept on choking Conquest. Pause and
Plot
look
armor.
at Conquest's face right now. This man is actually stunned. You can actually see a little bit of fear on his face because he is now starting to realize that Mark actually got that dog in him. So Mark slams him down and continues to choke the life out of Conquest. Now we're at the moment where I had to stop eating my dinner while watching this because this was the most disturbing and disgusting shit I think I've
And you
ever
know
seen
what?
in.
I could not look away because I was trying to see if Mark was actually. I mean, obviously, he would probably most likely live because he's the main character. But at the same time, I was just trying to see how is this going to play out with him doing what he's doing to Mark. How is he? How is this going to play out? How long is it going to go on? And I was not expecting to go on for that long.
Animated show. Conquest started to dig in this man's insides and rip out all of his internal organs and intestines. Now, I'm censoring the hell out of this because YouTube would eviscerate this video and send it to the Shadow Realm if I actually showed this. Also, if you're eating while watching this, I'm saving your ass right now because you could have ended up like me. My appetite was cooked after this and I did
I mean,
not
you
hit
can
my
eat and watch
protein
it,
goals
it's
that
fine.
day. My
But it was
gains
kind
were
of
not
like,
achieved
what the
because of
hell?
this shit. But this goes on for like a solid minute. Mark was just screaming in pain while Conquest was running out of air and trying to dig Mark's insides out. But finally, after what felt like ages, the lights finally go out for Conquest. And Mark slayed Satan's greatest soldier for a second time.
Yeah.
Now I gotta stand up and give Mark his flowers here. Cause I won't lie, I give this man a hard time due to him getting his ass whooped and being left in critical condition in nearly 80 to 90% of his fights. But right here, I'll admit that Mark
He's a
got
new
that
he's a
dog
new
in him,
Viltrum,
because
like,
this
he
was his best
got his
performance yet,
powers
even though
recently.
he's in critical condition again. But I just know one thing for sure. When they get back to Earth, Cecil's ass better be getting stomped out because you're not about to get away with this shit, nigga. Oh, no, bro. Brutality.
But yeah, guys, oh my god, this show is very, very entertaining. There's a lot of gruesome moments, but I really enjoy it. Did it finish the last season? If you haven't caught up with it, definitely watch it and see how that progresses. Because interested to see how the fifth season is gonna go. I never read the comics, so I don't know how the comic books, how the story goes. But interested to see the fifth season. But yeah, if you guys like, just remember to like and subscribe, and I will catch you later. Take care.